Hello everyone, Inigo Snake here. Welcome back to another episode of Chosen Cold Still. So, we're still at the fucking base right now. It's huge. I feel like we've searched everywhere, but I don't know what to do next. That is the issue. So maybe if I just keep walking around, maybe I'll eventually find... Oh, there's one more place I haven't gone. Let's go down here. The flight port. I'm over here thinking I've been everywhere. Apparently not. Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Oh, you think about joining the military, Rain? I'm not sure if he knew that for certain, but he's thinking about it. He seems like kind of wishy-washy and kind of like in the wind, if I can steal one of Gaius's illusions. Imageries. And we weren't certain that he was going to military at all. Just know he's going to be doing fighting though. We'll find Gorilla Canyon to the east, and Crossbow lies beyond it. They're currently in the middle of some international conference over there. Yeah, they are. Astute observation. We're about to head out for our military exercise. They say the 4th Armored Division's the strongest unit in the Imperial Army. I'm looking forward to this. Try not to get too close to the airships. And I will run up on it as close as possible just to get on your fucking nerves. As soon as you tell me I can't do shit, I'm about to try and do that shit. That's just who I am. In a video game, at least. Right, that should do it. Normally I'd tell you how powerful these things are, but you're about to see for yourself. Alright. See if there's anybody else out here. Okay, so it's just these two people. Oh, I totally forgot about these two. Over here, the guy looked everywhere. Apparently not. Crazy. It really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong with you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Jirai. Jirai was super lively, but this place... I think Crow's having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. It seems like everyone's talking about Jirai these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices, an entertainment district, and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far as to say that they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh? A little bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under Erebonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. See, if you're a fucking libertarian, you don't believe in taxes. But if you're someone like me, you realize that the government owns the money anyways, and that the taxes are put there in order to fairly distribute the money. And if there's a lot of income inequality, which there's probably like really bad income inequality in this game. Like we have royal class. Like that's not even a class that happens anymore. We have like sort of a royal class in the UK and in places. But I don't know if they hold that much political power. Right. They're just kind of figureheads at this point. But in this game, they're not just figureheads. They actually have political power. So you can imagine there is a huge income gap between that. So the taxes are probably being misused. So that's why if you are getting taxed, you probably don't like it. The taxes are, in my opinion, very necessary to a modern society, which this game seems to be heading towards. They don't quite have internet yet, but it's on the verge. And once the information gets out there and the populace becomes more informed of things, I don't know. Maybe a revolution happens. I don't know. I'm not sure if it happened here in the real world when people have more information, because look at us. Look at us right now. Americans are getting screwed over. I'm America, by the way. Americans are getting screwed over constantly, and we've become quite complacent. So a revolution doesn't have to happen, but it could happen with the right pieces in place. We do have a rebellion. We have some other secret shadow group that can create technology far beyond what people are capable of. So that's weird and anime-ish. So, who knows? Who knows? But I think we have finally reached everywhere. Let me see if they say anything else. You're one stubborn kid. Oh well, we're here anyway. Might as well try to enjoy it. Why do you call me stubborn? Sure, I've heard the claims that Chancellor Osborne's main priority is Erebonian territorial expansion. Am I being too hard-headed? Oh no, but taxes aren't inherently bad. Taxes are not bad in my opinion. It depends on what you do with those taxes, whether they're good or bad. If you're investing back into the community, that's good. If you're using it to fuck over people, that's bad. Well, let's get back in here. Alright, now we get to continue shit. The bulletin is to inform all Thor students this bulletin is to inform all Thor's students that preparations for today's military exercises are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Nightheart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. Oh, that's Nightheart. I made up something stupid. I suppose I should start making my way towards the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on my way. I don't know. Maybe you might run into fucking Machias. Oops. We boarded the armored cars and set off towards the proving grounds. Because that's not a weird name at all. Proving grounds. What the fuck are we proving? I guess we're just using tanks against tanks. This probably won't look all that exciting. Okay, we're just doing our little thing here. Get acquainted with this place before it blows up or something. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped. The smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. Ooh, look at all this details and description. The car shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Guerrilla Fortress's military proving grounds. Alright. Here we are. There's a lot of people standing. Wow, Axum main battle tanks. And there are plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Oh yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Manly voice. Is that his dad? Oh, yes. Good to see his damn dad, finally. Better be sexy beast. He kind of looks sexy beast from behind. What does his face look like though? So that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like their hair made the jump from father to son now. Not that sexy. Reporting Lieutenant General. Very good, Nightheart. Chuck de Wallenstein, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army after all. Besides, I owe a lot to General Van Dyke. And these must be... What a piercing stare. So this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy, it's so good to see you again. Huh? Oh, he seems all happy. I didn't expect that. I expected, what? It must be half a year now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp looking uniform you've got too. I've seen photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Dad, come on. He doesn't even have his uniform on. You've still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay in my little Shavu forever, but you're a man of Erebonia, and the men of Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. This is not what I expected. He's 10 times cuter now. I love it. I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There does seem to be some differences from the stories. You're kidding me. He seems like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off! I'll tell Fiona. Moving right along. I love it. Okay, he's way cooler than I thought. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, Commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now, let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. Armored regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. As our targets today, we'll be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armored with paint bullets. However, all other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. So, you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? Ha! It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. I love it. I wonder what he sounds like, though. We'll now begin joint military exercise. Begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Division 4 and 5 commits combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin! Yes, sir! Okay, everybody. Because Nightheart doesn't have to be in the tanks, huh? 5th Armored Division, Armored Regiment will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division, Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. Regiment. I mean, you would think my controller would be vibrating right now, but it's not. Oh, now it is, okay. When it fires, it vibrates. You really want to be in the military ring? I mean, I guess somebody does this shit. I guess someone like Green would want to be in the military. Wow. It's certainly So this is the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. You said those tanks are called Axons. Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank that Reinfer Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimals points don't. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. And the Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kind of crazy. If you try fighting things like these on head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns in warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. I mean, I guess this is another kind of strength. Kind of puts like swordplay and shit, like, put that shit away, you're gonna get our tanks and blow everybody up. Thus, the military exercise came to an end. The 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress where Major Nightheart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, jeez, that would be crazy if I went on a damn base to see like an exercise happen like that. Holy shit. It'd be like, yeah, I got tired just watching. Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here, after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hashed beef day. It's hashed beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? No, just the smell's making me hungry. Oh yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. Oh god. She went to see the Fortress Commander with Instructor Nightheart. She did ask us to eat without her tonight. Alright, well, if she's with Major Nightheart, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kinda scary. Like a division of musclemen. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. They look fine too, by the way. Wow, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Maybe he just doesn't like it. Aw, come on guys, what's with all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat? None of those matter in the slightest in the real warfare, do they? Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well, and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The Axons are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be, too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords in the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skills doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. And all the way on up to something as huge as Guerrilla's railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they want us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Look how excited she looks. Instructor Sarah? So you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I've got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as all the latest on the terrorists. Oh shit. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you'll be scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. Oh my gosh. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of military, whether that military is large or small. Guerrilla Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy-to-understand form. As students of a military academy, we have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hashed beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, although it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go and ask for seconds. Oh, use this. If you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. Why, Eustace? Don't waste food. That's that shit that's annoying. That's that shit you do when you're not used to not having food. You just throw it away if you don't like it. Oh, they did the clicks, but nothing else. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Phew, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workloads get pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the Orbital Net. They've got everything hooked up on the network over in Croswell, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? An orb mill? Looks like it's from HQ. Email. Just replace every E with orb. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the Orbital Net. There's no such thing as off hours when they can just send you orders round the clock. They all look upset. Huh? What's going on? So get this. They're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we gotta outfit 20 accidents with C-units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C-units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20 if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap. At least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? I guess they're just, I don't know, letting us see C, D, E, F characters. Jeez. Like, will they die later on or something? God, I should have stopped the last episode on this. But I didn't know where it was gonna stop. Alright, let's fucking continue this shit. What does that S.1204 mean? I don't know what that means. At last, after what seemed like enough adventure to fill a week, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Croswell State, they were busy preparing for today's keynote session at the trade conference. We spent the morning running through the Imperial Army's physical fitness program alongside some of the soldiers. And after completing it, no easy task I might add, we sat down to a lukewarm redux of yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. Nice, they get confidential reports. They are definitely in the know today. The Imperial Liberation Front is in Croswell? That's right, or at least that's what the Intelligence Division believes. It looks like a known terrorist organization from the Calvert Republic has turned up in Croswell too. The situation over there is pretty touch and go right now. Oh no. What are the authorities doing? Everything they can, naturally. However, operations are being handled solely by the Intelligence Division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything, just that they have a trusted ally taking care of things. But who does the Intelligence Division trust? You've got to know something about this, right, Short Stack? Well, I do, but I can't really tell you anything. I guess it's not a breach of confidentiality to tell you they're a really strong bunch, though. That's still pretty vague. I've got a few ideas. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that right now. The bigger issue is that our terrorists of the hour, the Imperial Liberation Front, are a bigger crew than we thought. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship, at least. Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Reinford's the manufacturer then? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is currently unknown, but it seems to be a high-speed model, different from the heavily armored types favored by the Imperial Army. I'd bet it's from the RF-26 series. There are a number of different models within that series, though. But if they have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. It's basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is. With an airship in their possession, there's no telling when or where they'll pop up next. That's quite worrying, especially since Prince Oliver is attending the conference. And Toe is in Croswell right now, too. Yeah. Damn, now you've got me worrying. Aw, take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lecter over there. Well, that aside, if the terrorist attention is currently focused on Croswell, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? You raise a good point, Laura. They did target Princess Alphen during the summer festival last month. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. The railway thought so too, which is why they've increased the security level at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They've also beefed up security anywhere that seemed short-handed. As well prepared as ever, I see. At any rate, you finally uncovered some information on the terrorist identities, correct? That's right, though once again, we have the intelligence division to thank for that. If you turn your attention to the screen, please. Ooh, cool. Let's get some character profiles. I know that face. Gee, that's the man who kidnapped Princess Alphen and Elise in Heimdall. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvert in the Nord Highlands. So who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy. In Heimdall. That man? A teacher? So, an academic. Right, his focus was political philosophy. 3 years ago, he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline policies. Oh, so getting laid off set him on the road to terrorism? Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go is because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public. You'll find these kinds of idealists at the heart of most terrorist groups, though. In seating a group with their core ideology, they twist it to be even more militant and radical. You can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they just don't know when to give up. Sounds like some other groups I know. So, do we know anything about the others? We crossed paths with what I can only assume were 3 other key members last month in Heimdall. Yes, S, V, and C. It seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on those 3 yet. Their strongest lead right now is that V may have belonged to a Jaeger Corps. Interesting. He was toting around this machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on a vehicle. Did he seem at all familiar to you, Fee? Not really. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S too, but it's too early to make any informed statements. The real unknown is their leader, C. Ah, the one in the visored helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Rinlar and Fee simultaneously. I almost find that hard to believe. I don't. I imagine there are plenty of people in the Empire who could do so. It goes without saying that the Radiant Blade Master could fend 3 of us off without much of a problem. But I bet I bet Good Mira, Instructor Sarah, and Major Neidhart could do it too. I can't say for certain. Look at Mr. Modesty over there. The Major here is widely held to be one of the strongest up-and-coming officers in the entire army. I've heard people mention him right alongside Major Vander. Laying it on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume he's a practitioner of the Vander style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative of Lieutenant General Vander from Zindergate. While I would question whether I can stand on equal footing with him, Major Vander is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during my military academy years and quite close to Prince Olivert as well. In fact, he's in Crossbow right now serving as the prince's bodyguard. Well, that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point, it's not just C. We still know very little about their group as a whole. Even their source of funding is a mystery, so even if they're a no-show in Crossbow, I doubt we've heard the last of them. And call it confidence or fate, but you've put the kibosh on their schemes twice now. It's entirely possible they've come to hold a personal grudge against you, so be careful. Right. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. That might be why she's with the group. So she can also gather intel from this group as well. Eventually, the afternoon series of special lectures came to an end, and it was finally time to get a peek at Gorelius Fortress's infamous railway guns. Famous or infamous. You'll now be shown to the area where the railway guns are housed. All of what you're about to see is highly classified. I presume you're aware of the protocol surrounding confidential intel. Yes, Instructor. I'm getting kind of nervous. Me too. Guys, it's just the railway guns. I've seen them before. They're nothing to get all excited over. Jesus fuck. Orion, this part of the field study isn't mandatory for you. If you'd like to stay here and wait for us, that'd be more than okay. Jeez, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the only one left behind. Honestly. Excuse me a moment. This is Neidhart speaking. Oh, he's not even gonna move anywhere. Yes, hello, Commander Walter. Wait, Mueller wants to speak to me? Or is it Moeller? Of course, put him through. What could you possibly be calling about at a time like this? What? What's happening? Huh, is he taking a call from someone outside the fortress on his Arcus? Sure looks that way. Understood. We'll be on alert here as well. Yes. Right. Take care out there. Did something happen in Crossbell? I'm afraid so. A short while ago, the skyscraper where the conference was taking place came under attack by the Imperial Liberation Front. Oh. The attack was carried out via airship. Fortunately, they were able to repel the terrorists, and Prince Olivert, Chancellor Osborne, and the others are unharmed. However, it's too early to tell if the danger has truly passed. The music changed so quickly. They really did attack the conference. How foolish. But that's not all, is it? Something else strange happened. What was it? The terrorists were somehow able to gain access to the orbital net and manipulate the shutters that partition the building. Furthermore, they had with them a force of mechanical monsters. I don't like the sound of that. You found something like that in Legram, right? Yeah, we ran into one of them on the highway there. I read that wrong. And they broke into the orbital net? Major, how much of Corellia Fortress is connected to the network? At present, it's only used for inventory and equipment management by the maintenance staff. Oh snap. What was that? A tremor? It came from right below us. Below? The hangar. Oh shit. Things are going down. Finally. Wow, that's a fake fire shit right there. I don't believe that shit at all. Oh boy. What the hell? The Axons. Ugh. Okay, they showed us the engineers so we could feel bad for them when they get fucked over. What happened here? They just started moving. No one's inside. They just started moving on their own. Oh, maybe it was the Imperial Liberation that tricked them into thinking they needed to prep the Axons out of nowhere. Did the C-unit start malfunctioning? No, they couldn't have. What's a C-unit? It's an automatic control unit we put on vehicles that are going to serve as targets in military exercises. How did C-units end up attached to our most advanced tanks? This is really bad. Ugh. I'm going to assess the situation. I need you here to help fight the fires and assist the injured maintenance staff. Yes, sir. Please be careful out there. Is this where the beginning of the game started? Okay. What are we shooting at? What's happening here? Oh, okay. Are they automatic units? They must be. This is crazy. Hold on a minute. Are automatic control systems really capable of that level of advanced maneuvering? No, they're definitely not. Our current technology isn't capable of anything nearly this advanced. But if you were to apply the tech used in archaisms, it certainly becomes a whole lot more possible. Instructor, are you saying that society might be involved in this? I'd say it's looking more likely to be by the minute. What are they? Oh, they're pointing towards us? Okay, no. Isn't the proving ground we visited yesterday out that way? Just what are they planning? Wait, what in Adios' name is going on here? Why are unmanned tanks roving around blasting the hell out of the base on their own? Well, it seems that last night headquarters sent an order to the engineers to fit those tanks with C-units. Preposterous, I gave no such order. Okay, so it was a fake order. They kind of just hacked the internet, basically. But never mind that. Right now, we need to focus on extinguishing the fires and quelling the confusion, and send a request for assistance to the 4th Armored Division. Yeah, gonna meet them out there. What should we do? I can't see us being able to catch up to them without a horse at the very least. But what's their goal? What are they trying to accomplish here? Whatever it is, they definitely have some kind of game plan. We can't just stand aside and do nothing. Leave this to us! Masculine voice, who the fuck? Isn't that... Is that your dad? Dad? Oh, cool, he's just gonna be out there like that? Just no armor on, very easy target, Sure, okay. I sure hope his dad is okay and doesn't die here. Because that would suck. General, HQ has apprised me of the situation. Leave these rogue tanks to us. We can't rule out the possibility that they're a diversion. I want you all to stay here. Understood, sir. Thank you, General. Be careful, Dad. You too, Elliot. 4th Armored Division, advance. Take out those out-of-control tanks by any means necessary. Our opponents are unmanned. There's no need to hold back. Yes, General. Trying to get into the moment. Wow, your dad's really something else, Elliot. I admit, he is pretty cool when he takes charge like that. Well, it seems we no longer need to worry about those tanks, at least. What are they after? It's the question of the hour, isn't it? We can't let our guard down just yet. Might I suggest we fall back to the fortress, Major? A prudent move after we assess the level of damage inside. And destruction bombs. Hey, aren't those airships? What in the... Okay, that might be the Liberation Front right there. The Imperial Liberation Front. Whoa, there's 2 of them. There's no way we could have known they had another force lying in wait. Ah! The hangar. This is definitely the beginning of the game, I think. So this might be what the whole game is like. You do a lot of field studies. Maybe the next game they're still in school. Wow, this... I can see how this storyline drags on and on. Yeah, this is the music.
Do you seriously think they could reach an impregnable fortress?
They're just terrorists! Wipe them out! Right back at you!
Is that the guy? Is that that big guy? Oh shit. He murdered them in cold blood. Oh, those guys. We were fighting them. It all makes sense.
Alright! Let's get this party started then. We're headed straight for the left railway gun. If anyone gets in our way, fill them full of holes.
Yeah!
Wow, they have a lot of numbers, actually.
What's the Imperial Liberation Front doing here?
I thought they were in Crossbow.
Well, that is the main attraction.
They have enough members to do 2 things like this. They're not stretched thin yet.
They sure didn't put up much of a fight, did they? Our mission is to support Comrade G over in Crossbell. Our target is the right railway gun. Let's show him some beautiful fireworks, shall we?
Yes, ma'am!
We're gonna stop these assholes, aren't we? I can't talk right now. Apparently my mouth is getting butter in it. Oh, they're going for both left and right wing. Shit. It's the railway guns they're after. No. Are they gonna fire them at the trade conference where the Chancellor is? If a shot from one of the railway guns hit that building, it'd blow the place to smithereens. So that's what they're after. The situation has escalated far beyond the scope of your field study. I want you all to stand by here. No way. We can't just stand idle while these insurgents run amok. If you won't take us with you, then we'll take action ourselves. Look, time's one luxury we don't have. I think it's best to have them help us. Listen up. We're going back to the fortress. Group A and B, you're with me. Let's do this! And then we skip over this because we've done it before, right? August 31st. Still my birth month. Last day, though. I think we're going to stop it here, though, because this is getting long. Well, whenever we can stop it, jeez.
no use! We can't even scratch them! What's happening? Who's in control of those things? Get in touch with the 4th Armored Division! We need backup from Lieutenant General Craig!
He is still like a wide open target right now. I feel like that's stupid. Put a helmet on. Wow, we are actually in the last legs of the fucking game. That's pretty cool. Or not. Maybe it just keeps going on from here. I don't feel as badass as the game had us be before. I don't know if I'm prepared for this. Like, I don't have much in the way of weapons on people.
This is awful. What happened here?
How terrible.
I can smell smoke. Are they using gunpowder?
They've completely blindsided us. It appears that everything else they've done today was to serve as a decoy, even making the tanks go haywire.
Right. It looks like their real target was the railway guns all along. Which means they must be serious about targeting that trade conference in Crossbell City.
They wouldn't! How low can they possibly sink?
So, they're intent on taking the Chancellor's head after all.
Resorting to such wanton violence? This is absolutely outrageous.
Huh, this does look kinda bad.
Understatement of the year.
Kinda bad. Oh look, all the breathing is happening again.
Please, let us help. We don't know if reinforcements are on the way, and it doesn't look like we have much time left. We have to stop them before they can activate the railway guns.
Green's right.
I don't know how much we can really do, but considering the alternative, we have to try.
Right. I'm not about to let those terrorists have their way.
Looks like any attempt to convince you otherwise would fall on deaf ears.
See, I can't do her voice. Her voice is, you know, it's very cute. My voice is not that.
Alright. Reen, you and the rest of Group A are with me. Group B, you'll be under the command of Major Neidhart.
One group will secure the gun in the right wing. The other group will secure the left. This is an actual combat situation, with real lives at stake. I expect the best from each of you.
Well, this time will probably be a little easier because I won't be as dumbfounded, and now I'm used to the battle system.
Yes, sir! Alright, Class 7. Our objective is to stop the activation of the railway guns. We've learned a lot at the Academy. It's time to put that knowledge to the test. Understood!
Okay, unofficial leader Reen, instructor Sarah joined the party. While she is assigned to the active battle party, the number of support members is increased to 3. You can now use the burst link attack. Oh, okay, you gotta get 5 of them. An attack on all enemies performed by 2 linked pairs, which consumes the bravery points you gain from repeated assist attacks. Press square when link attack appears. Cures all parties abnormal. Oh, it cures all parties abnormal statuses when activated? Holy shit, that's a little tiny point to put at the bottom there. Jeez. Alright. Holy shit, we have to stop it right here because we've been playing it for a while now. Let's put a pause on this. Alright guys, we'll deal with figuring out the party orders and links on the next episode. I'm pretty excited. I know you guys must be excited. This must be near the end or something, so we'll see what happens. I'm probably gonna space this shit out all awkwardly because I don't know how this shit ends or when it ends, but I'm gonna try to keep it at 30 minutes. Anyways, catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.